All right, let's talk about Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. Run down the cast, who we have on the cast while I take a swig of water.
So we have Vicki, Orange County. We have Teresa, New Jersey. Portia, Atlanta. I already said Teresa. We have Giselle, Potomac. And we have Lisa Barlow from Salt Lake City. And Luann from New York.
Yes,
And
and
I think it's a great cast.
yeah, I was like a little interested at
No
first.
notes.
Yeah, at first I was kind of like, how is this gonna work out, right? Because it is like kind of an interesting, like you got a couple, you got to throw a couple of the girls, Potomac and Atlanta on there for
Hmm.
sure. And I feel like they got two girls that can handle a Vicki really well. Like
Yes.
Kenya could hardly keep it together when she had to handle Ramona, right? But um it's
Yeah,
fun.
because Portia and Giselle are very unserious. And by unserious, I mean like they don't really take this TV stuff to heart. So Giselle clocks in and clocks out. Portia lives in Portia land. Nothing is serious to Portia but her and PJ.
Also, you can't tell Portia ever that you're better than her. So,
Yeah,
you
Portia will be
know,
like, "Oh yeah, that's cute, but I'm literally the best thing that's ever happened to
yeah,
everything in the world."
yeah. And of
But I
course
love that
this
you love yourself.
yeah. And of course this ultimate girls trip is exciting
Oh, and
because of
sorry, Kyle from Beverly Hills. I be
oh, did we
forgetting about
forget
Kyle
her?
Child. I be forgetting about Kyle Child. I be forgetting about her.
Well, some things just make sense, right? So, but I will say I do always enjoy Kyle in an ultimate girls trip realm.
Yes,
So what's
because
it
it knocks her down a peg and it humbles her, and she's like a normal person, and I enjoy her. I find her funny.
Well,
I never
what's
find
cool
her funny.
too about this season of Ultimate Girls Trip is it's the 20th year. Like you're gonna hear that a lot
Hmm.
as we talk about these shows on Bravo, Housewives, anyways. So it's 20th year. So it is like very nostalgic because of course Vicki's on the cast. Vicki pioneered this show with Orange County 20 years ago. And of course, to bring in the nostalgia, we have our first scene with Nene Leakes at Portia's house in
First
Atlanta.
house. It was like a
And
warm hug.
it was like she didn't miss a beat, right? I mean, it's
Yep.
like I
She
was
was
waiting on
made to
her
be
to
on
be like, "Let
TV.
me see where you live, bitch." Like it was, it was very nice to see. She fit right in. She told Portia, "Make sure you got your fashions together because Vicki and Kyle got cute clothes." So,
I loved seeing Nene. I feel like they were testing her out. I could see Nene coming back as doing the Phaedra, friend of, and then full time.
I think get rid of Phaedra and bring Nene in with
No, I
Cynthia,
like
with
Phaedra.
Cynthia as a friend of.
No, well, Cynthia, duh. Cynthia at this point, she has to stay in Atlanta until the day this show is done. Because
Well,
she has really been in her friend bag, and I need her. That's what I like about Phaedra. Phaedra just says these funny little quirks, and she just laughs and giggles. Like, she doesn't need to be full time
she
necessarily,
does not need to be full time if she doesn't
but
want to
I
give us
need
any of
Phaedra
her
there.
business. I don't need Phaedra there. I've never needed Phaedra there, if I'm being
I
honest.
like Phaedra.
I like Phaedra, don't get me wrong, and I would love to see her on TV in other aspects. But as a housewife, Phaedra has always played her cards so close to her chest. And
Yes,
I
she's very
just
Southern Belle.
yeah, and I just don't need that in a housewife. If you don't want to tell us who you're dating and you say you have a very active dating life, a la Giselle, I gotta give you the same treatment. Like, go somewhere else, go be on a different Bravo show, like Married to Medicine again, I guess, where they don't require
No.
you to tell your business. I don't know, fit her in somewhere else, but if she's not gonna give us anything, I'm not interested. Now, as a friend of, yes, not full time.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
feel like she was a friend of this year.
Yeah,
Like,
but I think she
she
was
gave,
supposed to be full time this year.
no, she was full time,
No,
but her vibe gave friend
No, I
of.
agree with you. I completely
And I
agree with
felt that
you.
was perfect. That's what I
Yeah.
needed to see from her.
So they're starting off. So the girls' trip is going to go to every housewife city this season, which Courtney and I's bucket list is like to go to every housewife city one year. So we'll do that eventually. So they're starting in Orange County. From there, they're going to Beverly Hills. Then they're going to go down to Miami. I think New Jersey, and I
Do they
think
not go to Salt Lake?
Salt Lake. Yes, hold on. They're going
Salt Lake has
right
to be
now.
after LA.
Hold on, I'm going to tell you right now. So it is. Orange County, then it's Beverly Hills, then it's Atlanta, then Miami, then New York, and then Bluestone Manor is where they're ending
Oh,
up.
so I
So
guess
no,
they're skipping Jersey and Salt Lake. I
they're
mean,
probably gonna
what are they really
fly the
gonna do there?
girls to respective other cities that are closer.
Yeah. So I do
Yeah.
know they were ending at Bluestone, which is makes me very happy because I love anything happening in the Berkshires.
Yeah, they run down, they're still at Portia's house. They run down like, some of Nini's best moments, of course. Which was it started with close your legs to married men and things like that. They're showing Vicki through the years, they're showing Luann through the years, all the ladies through the years. We get bye Ashy, all of their little moments, and
I
ultimately the
love
girls.
Bayashi.
Yeah, I do, I really do. Because it was such a basic read, but if you were ashy, you were ashy. And like in our community, being ashy is the
That's a
ultimate,
saying.
ultimate no. So all the girls meet up at a hotel in Orange County, Stand and Surf, which again nostalgic because Stand and Surf is also where on Laguna Beach when they had their hotel party.
That's what they said. Because I was like, why does this sound familiar? And then it hit me. I was like, someone's like, oh, see. And I was like, yes, the black and white party.
Also, like when Lori was planning her wedding, she did a lot of things at that hotel
Oh,
as
really?
well.
I don't remember
Like,
that.
and it's just because I know Orange County really well because I used to live there. So yeah, I noticed like and it's one of the fancier hotels in Orange County. Orange County is not
Hmm.
huge, you guys. Especially the beach cities. So it's one of the fancier hotels in the beach cities, San and Surf. So all the ladies are arriving to the hotel room and right out the gate Vicki sits the ladies down and gives them insurance paperwork. I mean,
Vicky has lost the plot because she's old. She's a senior citizen. She is no longer fun. That's why she is crying every 2 freaking seconds about being called a Debbie Downer. She's lost it. Her sparkle is gone. And it's okay. She's like 65 or something.
and Vicki is somebody else. I mean, at this point on TV, we have seen her go through every life change you can imagine. We've seen
We've
her
seen
go
her
through
over, yeah, 40s to
marriage,
50s. Now she's in her
divorce,
60s.
being scammed by a man, which honestly, like, no shit, I'm not even trying to be funny when I say this. Women being emotionally scammed by men at the age that she was at that time, like in her late 50s,
50
is
some.
very common. Like, very
Hmm.
common. So we
Especially
watched,
recently divorced.
yeah, we watched her be scammed by a man, even if she was a willing participant. We watched her become a grandmother. We literally watched the moment she learned her mother died. Um,
Oh God, that
you
was
know,
so sad.
so I'll give her that, but at the same time, it's like the quirkiness and stuff is just not an excuse for how Vicky continuously comes at people, which has been her issue the entire time she's been on Housewives. And this situation was no different. It's just like, who do
I
you
did
think
not
you
appreciate her
are?
coming after Teresa. It was
Oh, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get
it
there.
was love.
But I just was like, who do you think you are? Half of these women are still married. They still have husbands. Their assets, I'm sure they have life
And
insurance
but
policies.
sure, even I have life insurance. Like everyone has life insurance.
Lisa Barlow has attorneys on like speed dial. I think she's probably all right, with her. And even if she's not, these women don't even know you. It's not like they're friends with Vicky or anything like. And if it was just to solicit her business, then how cheap of you? Like,
It was just so awkward and like make me ugh.
yeah. So the girls all get on the boat. They go to Newport Harbor. It looked like was that Newport? Looked like Newport.
Yeah, it probably I think that's like the only place you can do that.
Yeah, they go to Newport Harbor and Vicky has chartered a yacht for the afternoon and all the ladies arrive on the yacht. There's accoutrement and things to munch on and she's got these big ass cutout cardboards of the ladies from their very first seasons of Housewives.
I
And
did love that.
I did until she started asking who looks the most different.
Oh, Vicky, you got what? No, I've actually
Four
had one facelift,
facelifts. I
but
think
you've
she's
had
had more than
facelift.
one.
Oh, I thought that was just Tamara. Either or. You've had a facelift, you've had your nose done, you get Botox. Like, you've
And we're
all
gonna get
changed.
into why you got those facelifts a little later on in this episode too. Don't you worry. But it's like you've had work done, and it's like First of all, that was a shady game, but it's Housewives, so I let that rock. I know Kyle was mad though, because she don't like games like that, per
Mm.
the previous girls' trip with Cynthia. So, I let that rock. But it was very shady. It was very rude. And it's just like she's the main person later on in the episode. I won't go too deep, but she's a main person talking about not coming after people for their looks and how it's not right to talk about a woman for their looks. But then
But
you
you're
go
like,
at
who's changed the
Teresa for
most?
the same thing. It was incredibly rude. And it's
She
like
just
it set the
has.
tone for the rest of the boat ride as well.
But you know what I liked the most about it though? The tone was kind of fucked up, but everybody was like on one team and then Vicky was by herself.
Well,
So it kind of united
Lisa Barlow
everyone.
just now just went, Vicky, you used to have bangs.
I love Lisa Barlow. My
I
Sagittarius
have a
queen.
love-hate relationship with Lisa. What I do like about Lisa is like similar to most Sages I know is like in the moment she's ruthless, but then she sits and she thinks about it later and she's like, I felt really bad about that. Like I like
Like,
the
Sheree, sometimes we get so emotional and we have to feel our feelings.
well,
And
I'm
sometimes they're
also a
mean.
fire sign, so I do relate to that on some level, just being diabolical in the moment and, whatever. So, yeah, it gets brought up that Teresa's changed the most. Luckily, most of the women are like, what the hell, Vicky? Teresa says the only thing she's had done is the tip of her nose, if you say so, Tree. Because the
She
hairline looks
definitely,
different.
but I think this is what I hate about plastic surgery. People think that if it doesn't involve being under anesthesia, that's not changing your face. And it is because she's got laser hair removal for her forehead. She gets her lips done. I'm sure they all do Botox. Like, just because you're not going anesthesia doesn't mean you're not changing your face.
Yeah, it's fine, Teresa. Like she's definitely had those teeth done. Like they look great, but she's had her
Oh, I
teeth
don't think I've
done.
noticed her teeth either way, which is
They're
good.
very white. It looks like she got the Louis special, but um
Really, I need to go back. Because
they
normally I
bring
notice big old
up
white teeth.
their most like I don't know if you call it controversial moments, but they're like biggest moments on Housewives. So for Lisa, she's saying for her it was the hot mic moment, of course. Vicky brings up the keg stand, which I thought was interesting. When she went to Michael's school.
Yeah, I think because they said, "What's your most iconic moment?" And to me, I was like, "Was that just your favorite?" I don't know if it was iconic.
Iconic. That's what it was. Yeah, you're
Like, I don't know
right.
if it was. I think iconic probably would have been, "You're my supposed to be my friend, my soulmate, my sister."
Girl, I can think of so many. I can think of so many. Also they bring up Kyle running out in Amsterdam.
Well, Kyle does nothing iconic, so we'll give her that.
Yeah. Lisa, like I said, Lisa brings up her hot mic moment, not something she's proud of, but it was a huge moment for her on the show. Of course, Portia brings up the reunion where she had to drag Kenya. Because, and she was like, but I'll give Kenya, she changed the game for props at reunions. Yes, she did. Yes,
She
she did.
did. She
Let me
started
tell
that.
you how much of a non-icon Giselle is. She brought up a moment in which, of course, Bravo cut it off for her, but you brought up the moment where you told Monique, oh, you don't have a home, to which Monique rebutted, I have four
I have
homes.
four. I
Um,
have four homes.
I'm just looking for a home in Potomac proper. Like what? Like that's your iconic moment. Honestly, you could have done the press conference of Karen. That was when you guys showed up in the free Uncle Ben shirts. That was a better
That would,
situation.
yeah, that
I
would
mean,
have been
there's just
way
so many.
better.
Like, and here's the thing, Kyle. I This is a quote I love to use from Love and Basketball in situations like this. You're only here because Tanya Randall got pregnant. In other words, Karen's busy working on herself. Really, the person
Quite
who should have
literally.
been on this ultimate girls trip is Karen, not you,
She
the
is the
random.
Random for a reason.
And it's like, I know Carlos King it's going around that he thinks that like she is to Potomac what Nene is to
Giselle?
yeah.
Giselle Bryant
Yeah.
is to Potomac when Nene is Miss Queen Lanithia Leaks is to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Carlos, don't piss me off. Don't
Oh,
fucking
he
piss me
he
off with
he
that
does
shit.
often for me. He does often.
I don't even
But
pay attention to him because he's a clown. He be clowning like this.
yeah. Teresa, of course, her iconic moment always go back to the fact that she's done time. She went away and she starts opening up to us about that. And when she did, I was like, because
Girl,
she
I said,
never
okay.
does. Because she never
Talk more,
does.
mama. She
Yeah.
never does.
So right when she starts telling us, freaking Vicki interrupts her and starts going on a tangent about how people need to pay their bills and I've never been late on my taxes. I pay my
No
taxes. I don't
shit,
get.
Vicky. I need
Yeah,
to
it
pay
was
my
just
bills. That's why I went to jail.
it is like the quite literally kicking somebody while they were down. I mean, obviously Teresa's in a much better situation, but she's telling you about a time period where as a result, she was not there when her mother died. Her father died shortly
No, she
after.
was there.
Oh, she didn't
And
get much time with her mother before, is
she
what
only
it
had like a
was.
year or something. Like
Yeah. And
yeah, it
and
wasn't a
yeah,
lot.
she lost a lot of time with her children, with her parents who were aging rapidly. It changed her marriage. Obviously, she's no longer married to Joe. Like the life she once had blew up. Was she stupid? Absolutely. But she probably was about to admit that before Vicki
And
interrupted her.
she's kind of sort of admitted that without saying I was being a dumbass, but she's like, I was just listening to my husband, blah blah blah, which I think people also need to forget that to me is very culturally Italian. People like to
Yeah.
take culture out of things, and she was doing what she thought, and even though she went back and said like her mom was like, "Don't do this. Are you sure? Make sure he does da 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 da." She was still thinking in that old school mind when her mom was trying to wake her up.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, she learned a real tough lesson.
And let's
Let
be
it
honest,
go.
also, like outside of culture, sometimes when you're benefiting from something, it's easier just to turn a blind eye and be like,
Erica
and
Jane.
also, too, a lot of women like to brag about the fact, oh, my husband handles the bills. And yeah, so
I
to
don't have to
your
worry about
point,
anything.
yeah, and she wasn't the only person in her posse. I'm sure Jacqueline wasn't handling bills at her house. I don't think Caroline was handling bills at her house. So, I mean, yeah, of course we need to read things before we sign it, but there's such a thing as trusting your partner also.
Thank you.
Um,
And this is my thing. It was tax and mortgage fraud. Let's quit acting like she was murdering people.
well, Courtney, what it is though is it speaks to character issues.
It
And
does speak to character issues, but also it's like I like it was so long ago. I've got,
that's the
and it's
thing.
not even
She
because,
paid her debt to society. She
yes, it's
went
like
to
it's not even
jail. It
because
was a
I like
decade ago, which
Teresa.
I didn't even realize until she said that had been that long. It was a decade ago. So at
I'm
some
just,
point, if everybody likes to live by like, oh, people can be redeemed, people are not multifaceted. If we want to live by that mantra, then we have to learn to let certain things go, unless what you did was I understand with Jen Shaw why people are not willing to let that go because what she did affected people. People,
yes.
they offed themselves apparently from the things that
Yeah,
she
like
did.
old people.
Yeah.
That's a little different. It's like,
Yeah.
and
Teresa
it's
took
not because I'm
advantage
a
of the
ter
government, which I'm never gonna like.
I don't care. It's more
Yeah.
like the government takes advantage of us every single day. It's not because I'm a Teresa fan. Anyone who does white collar crimes, I'm just kind of like, okay, next.
Well, they have the discussion about, which Housewives franchise basically is the Housewives franchise that pioneered what it is today. And they all have an argument about this. And at the end of the day, like they're all right. Like, yes, Vicky's Housewives, Orange County, of course, pioneered what we have today.
Yeah, it
That's the
started it.
originator. But New York also added a little spice to that mix. I was very happy with New York in the early seasons. And then Atlanta came in with a whole new vibe into Portia's point, kicked that door down.
There was a woman on here on TikTok who talked about all of the franchises. And she's like, obviously, like Orange County started it. New York made it kind of like a household name type of thing, but she's like Atlanta made it iconic. Atlanta like really
The
solidified the
one-liners.
format. And then she went through all of them. She's like, Jersey, gave us whatever she said. And then she's like, in Salt Lake City, yeah, Salt Lake City, that made it like that reminded us that it still works. And every city she went through, I was like, yes, like everybody has like shaped this world of housewives,
Hmm.
and they've all, really brought something to the table and made it what it is. But Vicky, don't act like, because if we want to keep it a buck, until Tamara came, Orange County Housewives was a documentary. Those women did not interact that much. It was very much so about them and their families' lives and how they intercrossed here and there.
Yeah.
The other
We
housewives,
started to get like some drama, and again, I would have to go back and like make a Venn diagram. Like with Orange County, we started to get drama in the Alexis Bellino seasons, in the Gretchen
to me, it
season.
was the moment Tamara came and
Yes.
she started stirring up shit. Tamara changed housewives single-handedly for all of them. She made it more nasty and like digging up dirt and catching people in lies, which thank you, but she also made it nasty. So
Yeah. I mean, doing background checks on people's child support and things like that was just
we weren't
insane.
really like they were, because I'm watching season two Atlanta. Like they're talking about how Kim was saying that Greg was broke,
Kim
and
wants to be
Sheree
a
was
country
talking shit.
singer, Big
It was
Papa.
light shade, like,
Yeah.
oh, her husband's broke. It wasn't true blue, like, let me dig up his financials
This
and his
man has
W-2s.
cancer and I want to know if she's really with him or not. Like,
Yeah, like,
yeah.
Tamara changed the game and how housewives acted. Thank you, it gave us a show, but it was also kind of nasty.
Yeah. So the ladies are getting ready to go play Bunko. I'm like, Orange County, this is what you wanted everybody to do, is go play
What else are they gonna do
Bunko.
in Orange County?
Oh no, they could have dinner at what's it called? Not Tao. What's the other one? Nobu. There's Nobu, Newport. I mean, I don't know. They could have done
It's
something
Nobu,
big.
Newport. It doesn't look like Malibu.
I don't know. They could have done something, but
Well,
they
they went to
go.
the Quiet Woman.
True, true. I forgot about that. So they play Bunko, which, if to tie it back to 20 years, Tamara's early seasons, when she was still married to Simon, she would have the ladies over with her friends from her hometown in Glendora, California, over to Orange County to play Bunko with her rich friends. And Bunko is a PWT game that people
Not
play.
PWT.
Well, I use an abbreviation. It's a PWT game that they play where you put cards on the table and you get really loud and it's festive and things like that. So
Have you
I
ever played
guess
Bunko?
I've never played, but I grew up with friends' mothers that played. Like I would have sleepovers on nights when their friends' mothers would be over playing that game.
Yeah, I've never
So
played it.
and my neck of the woods, we play spades and things like that, but to each their
Mhm.
own. So we get some iconic housewives in this scene. We get Joe, who was in season one, Slade Smiley's original.
And speaking of, these bitches need to put some respect on Joe De La Rosa's name.
Well, I kind of
She,
chop it up to this, right? Like I work in a certain profession and like I get introduced to people all the time and they're like, "Oh, that's such and such in our field." And I'm like, "Okay."
no, same, but it's also like, don't act like Joe. Yes, she was only on for 2 seasons and it was at the very beginning, but Joe was like, what's that saying? Like this thing that let off 1,000 ships or something, with the whole slate of it all, and then him getting with Lori, and then him getting with Gretchen. Like,
I mean,
I just
yes,
want a
for
little
those
bit
of
more
us that
respect for
watch
Joe.
all franchises, absolutely. But I don't see the Black Housewives sitting down and watching every season of Orange County. I just don't. And like when you talk to like the
Yes.
average black person, they don't watch the white franchises. And that's no shade. They just can't relate a lot of the time. Like a lot of the creators I watch that review Housewives, outside of Bravo We're Black, most of them don't review the white franchises. They only review Atlanta,
Yeah.
Married to Medicine, or Potomac. And again, that's no shade. That's just people naturally gravitate to what they can relate
Yeah.
to. So
No, that's true.
to that point, I don't think like Giselle has watched the first two seasons of Orange
Oh,
County.
Giselle is a little self-involved, so she definitely ain't.
Now,
She probably barely knows who
Kyle's so
Vicky is.
self-involved that she's probably only ever watched Beverly Hills because she also didn't know who Joe was.
Oh, Kyle, you said?
Yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah. We see Gina Keo, which it did break my heart because I did, currently Gina has cancer of the tongue. It's not a great
So sad.
situation from what I understand. She has a G tube. She's not able to take food in by mouth. And I did notice when we heard her talking, her speech did sound a little different.
Yeah, it sounded like her tongue was heavy, like she can't move it or something.
And her voice sounded a little deeper. And
Yes,
what's
yes.
scary about how she discovered she had cancer is she had a spot on her tongue that was painful that she kept being evaluated for. And the doctors kept telling her, oh, we just think a tooth of yours is rubbing on, your tongue wrong and things like that, kind of kept dismissing her. Long story short, by the time they found out that it was cancer of the tongue, it had metastasized to her lymph nodes and her throat.
Mm.
So it's not a good situation.
That's how Robert Kardashian died, throat cancer. They say that takes you quick, God forbid.
I know other people that have experienced something similar, well, esophageal, and yeah, it's not good. So I will keep Gina in my prayers. But she was there as well. Heather Dubrow was there, and they brought
Wait,
up.
can we talk about it?
Mhm. Mhm.
I need Heather on Beverly Hills. I really feel like she could I feel like she could do something over there. I need her off Orange County.
I don't think Heather's a good fit in Beverly Hills, just because I just don't see her fitting in with that cast of women. I don't see her getting along with Sutton. I don't see her getting along with Kyle, really.
Oh, see,
Um,
I could see her and Kyle doing something interesting. I don't know if it's getting along, but I'm interested to see it.
I definitely see Erica Jane going out of her way to misunderstand Heather. Because,
Oh, her and Erica Jane, that's my biggest step pushback of having
and
um
Dorit, I don't think she would get along with
her
Dorit either.
Dorit and Heather would be Heather and Alexis Bellino 2.0. She can't stand fake
Yeah,
rich.
with that said, bring her on.
I no, Sheree, I really thought about it and I feel like her and Erica would have the biggest headbutt, but at the end of the day, I think it would be interesting.
I just saw Vicki
I'm
say, the Quiet Woman
interested.
is a very small restaurant, so don't be judgy. Like, why would they be judgy about that? Of course, they flash back to Shannon's famous line, "This isn't my fucking plate, you bitch."
I'm mad because Kelly's not there, that I want to see Kelly's face pressed up against their nose.
Yeah, because also they also flash back to, "It was you."
Ooh.
Um, so all the housewives are mingling. They're all seeing who's all there. They're all dressed in 80s gear. They love to dress in 80s gear to play bunco. Giselle decided to wear a wig that is from the 70s, so that was interesting.
She
Tamara
never
gets
gets the hair
there
right.
and Vicki gives this speech. I assume all the women in their respective cities are going to give a speech. And she kind of like on one of the tables, you see pictures of Gretchen and Slade that makes people almost think they're dead. And people are like, what the hell is up with
They
this?
gave seance.
Yeah, so she gets up there and gives a speech about how one of the moments that changed her was when Slade was making fun of her looks in public. What she didn't say is Slade started making fun of her looks in public because she decided to dig up dirt with Tamara on whether or not he was paying his child support for his
She was
very
calling him a broke ass bitch.
yeah, for his very sick child who had a lot of medical problems and stuff. They were talking to his
R.I.P.
baby mama in the background. So Slade was trying his hand back in the day, being a comedian, and he made some jokes about Vicky looking like Miss Piggy. They flash back to the last bunko party where Gretchen and Vicky get into it about exactly that, which is, Vicky was going at Gretchen saying, why would you be dating a man who doesn't take care of his kids and is mean to women? And she was like, Gretchen was like, he's mean to you because you keep going after him. Like, stop going after him and he'll stop being mean to you.
Honestly.
But instead, Vicky decides to make this ultimate girls trip moment about Slade dogging her looks and then saying, ha, look at me now. I've had so much work on my face, basically, all because you tried to say I'm ugly. So now I'm not. And I said, if this is not the most beta moment in history, I
She's a
would
loser.
never give that man the
Vicky's a loser.
satisfaction.
It was strange.
Everybody was looking
I
around like,
It was
okay.
so weird, Shree. I literally ignored it. Like I was like, I'm not paying attention to this because this is making me uncomfortable.
Like if I was
Why are we
Gretchen,
talking about
I
this?
would get a cease and desist or
I
something.
was just gonna say they need to send her a cease and desist.
Like,
It's
are
like
you
enough.
okay? Why are you doing this?
It's She's a loser.
So then lastly, Shannon and Tamara are obviously at this party.
Oh
And
God.
like again, there's certain feuds on Bravo where, and I have certain examples where I'm like, hang it up, you guys are never gonna be friends, and that's okay. Like Mariah and Quad went on too long. Shannon and Tamara are going on too long. Lisa Vanderpump and Kyle went on too long. Like Tamara does not have the ability to apologize and repent, meaning not try to do it again. So her and Shannon keep going back to square one because Shannon, in true Aries fashion, is like, nope, if you burn me again, you start all over with the trust department. And I
Mm-hmm.
keep trusting you over and over. And then Tamara, because she likes to produce good TV, brings up, the one thing that she knows is going to piss Shannon off, which is that she thinks she's a drunk, she's lonely, and Tamara is a better mother than her. And I'm like, you have children that don't speak to you.
And not even like oh, we're
What
seeing the
is Sophie and
differences.
them doing that's so bad? Are they like not good kids, Sophie and them?
They're great. They're thriving. What do you like?
Because I
Your
was
daughter
like, is
doesn't
there
talk to
something I
you
don't know?
because you care more about being famous than having a relationship with your daughter. She said, I will allow you to come to my high school graduation. Do not post about it. She couldn't even do that. Because you just had to prove to the world that your daughter is kind of sort of speaking to you again. She's a loser. She's
I
such a
just
loser.
like
I'm sick of the Shannon's a drunk. Okay, next. Now what?
Shannon's a drunk, but we've seen you fucked up and scream "fuck you" in somebody's face. We've seen you fucked up, and also, dude, when is the statute of limitation gonna run out on her blaming everything on Teddy having cancer? Teddy is
Teddy
not
needs to
tripping
send
about
her a
having
cease and
cancer as much as
desist.
Tamara's having cancer.
She needs to
Tamara's
send her a
tripping.
cease and desist. I'm sick of it. Oh, well, because my best friend was sick. I can't
Yeah,
with
it's
her.
just so the episode ends with,
I want
oh, but
Tamara
wait, I
gone.
forgot to
She's bumming
add
me
the
out.
only reason they even got into it is because Giselle's messy ass. Earlier in the episode, Vicki mentions that, like everybody always does, that she doesn't trust Tamara very much because of the things that come out of Tamara's mouth and how when she does
Yeah.
decide that you've done something wrong to her, she goes after you. She digs things up, she spreads rumors and whatever, and that she doesn't like how she's treating Shannon currently. Now, not to defend Vicki, she wasn't exactly talking shit. She was just speaking her true feelings about the situation. But Giselle at
Yeah.
the Bunko party corners Tamara in the bathroom and basically says, Tamara, Vicki was talking shit about you and Shannon to me today and saying that she doesn't trust you because of how you treat Shannon. So of course, you don't it doesn't take much to put a battery in Tamara's back. And she's been drinking.
Literally, it takes nothing.
So of course she kicks out the bathroom door and goes right and sits down and starts up with Shannon. And it's the same fight, you guys. I don't even need to summarize it. It's the same fight they always have. You're a drunk. You're always spreading rumors about me and being mean to me. You're just jealous because I'm married. And that's where the episode ended. Vicky's pissed because she's like, Giselle's a bitch. She goes, what's Vicky's favorite line? She's out of my life forever because her and Tamara do make up, like they talk separately, and she's like, well, look, Giselle told me this in the bathroom or whatever, and Vicky's like, Giselle's a bitch in so many words. Like, she didn't call her a bitch, but she was just like, she's out of my life forever. Like, what she did is not okay. You don't even know us, and you just went and caused a
She was
problem.
so mad. It was so funny.
Yeah, it was. But that's basically all that happened. There was a lot of arguing there. And, we'll get the more meat and potatoes next episode. But I thought it was a great first episode of Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip.
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, I love a girls' trip. I thought it was fine. I'm excited for this season. I'm excited. I got,
Oh my God, we already recorded The Valley, right?
yeah.
Whew, I was like, God, if we still have to talk about that in this episode about to be
That's what I
pretty.
was just thinking. I was like, I will kill myself. That show is
Oh, let's
dark.
take an intermission. Hold on. Hold on. My sister's coming out here for a second, so let's take a brief intermission.
Okay.
Okay, we are back. We had to take a little break. We're at a marathon Bravo roundup at the moment. So, we had to take a little break. But we are back with our last um episode for our Bravo roundup, which is McBee Dynasty. This
Ooh,
week's
child.
Yeah, this week's episode opened up with the girls, Casey, who we call Guade, but what's her name?
No, her name is Allie, is
Allie.
Guade.
Casey,
Casey,
Allie,
there's
and the other brother's girlfriend. I don't know her.
Allie.
Are
There's
they both
Guade,
Allie?
Allie, blonde Allie, and
No,
then Casey
I'm
Cole's.
talking about the other brother's girlfriend. Like the brother that's not really shown a lot.
Oh, I don't know.
Well,
What's
because I'm only saying it because in this scene, it's the three of them. Casey, Allie.
Oh, I thought that was the friend's girlfriend.
I think it's the other brother's girlfriend. Either way, I mean, she's a non-motherfucking factor. I mean, the other girl, whatever, one of the other boys' girlfriends, they're all
Yeah,
sitting
I don't know
around.
her name.
Yeah, they're all sitting around catching up from Vegas. And of course, Casey and Cole got married in Vegas. So Christy, her mother-in-law, the boy's mother, shows up to pick up the baby to watch the babies. And she asks how the trip goes, and Casey lies. And well, she doesn't lie, but she just doesn't tell her that it happened. And they're all giggling about it because they hate lying to her about it, but it is what it is. After that, we have Allie's husband, what's his name? Jesse. We have Jesse and Steve Jr. going to see about these animals. What were they called?
Oh, the mini calves.
The mini calves.
That's
This
gonna
is
make them a lot of
another
money.
this is another harebrained money adventure that Steven's trying to invest in. It's just like you're having money problems. Why do you think spending money on something that is not a sure thing is a good idea right now?
He's very get rich quick kind of guy.
That's the damn problem. He's get rich
He
quick.
doesn't care about doing actual things like Cole, who is we thought was a mess, but Cole's actually doing like, let's sell out this, let's sell out that. Steven's like, we're gonna, and then he gets you because he starts talking numbers. He's like, okay, I'm gonna invest $150,000. These calves can go for 5,000, so we're gonna have 15 of them. So then that's gonna be 300,000. It's like, shut
And
up,
he's the only one that went
shut
to college,
up.
right?
Yes, and that's why he thinks that he's better than his brothers. But Cole, to me, actually knows what's going on, the in and outs. Steven is just like the book's business side of it, but I don't even think he's good at business.
Oh, those
So
mini
what were you
Highlands
doing to get an
are
MBA?
super fucking cute. Super
No, they
cute.
are super cute. I still want a mini pig. I need a house.
Um, on the way back from the mini Highland farm, Steven kind of gets into the fact that Allie is for sure moving in with her sister. She's not interested in living with him
She
or
hates that man.
progressing the relationship really. Like she's cool with where things are at. And let's just see how things go. Like she's not trying to rush it, and even more, she's starting to see red flags with him. So like a smart woman does, she's starting to pump the brakes and kind of let things slow down. So he's telling his brother Jesse that this is all throwing a wrench in his timeline to propose to her. And I'm like, sir, I think that's her intention here is to throw a wrench in the timeline.
She wants no part of a serious relationship with this man. Like it makes her uncomfortable.
I mean, he sat her here and told her just in this flashback I'm looking at, selfishly, I'm really happy New York fell through. Like, ma'am, a man that can't be happy for you because he wants to live in your skin is definitely a red flag.
And to me, they always say, like, get a man who's intentional, get a man that you never have to worry about where you stand with him. But he is so far to that, it's creepy. Like, he's so controlling. Like, he just makes me uncomfortable.
It's interesting that he always gets girls from Texas and wants to bring them there, but they're always like, no, I'm in
Yeah,
Texas,
and doesn't she? No, she's from Austin. Either way,
Austin.
he gets these girls that are like city-like, city for them, and to
Yeah.
take them to this remote farm.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm a little too old to be going backwards. And it's just like,
You're 32. This is your prime. You need to start slowing down like 34. Like start being more intentional at 32. But he has a superiority complex. So he is so upset that his brothers are progressing with their women and he can't keep a woman because he's a psychopath.
Yeah. He's definitely crazy. Like he wants a
He's
woman to fit
insane.
into his life like a Lego piece. Like
And most men do, but he takes it like the guy from Married at First Sight,
I
Adam.
literally was gonna bring that up, but I
They
didn't want
take
to
it
like
to the extreme.
I agree.
It's too
I agree.
much. It makes me
Um
very uncomfortable.
Casey's pregnant again. She finds out
Yay.
she has the
Cole looks
baby's.
stressed.
Yeah, well, he should. They have the baby's first birthday party, which is also Cole's birthday, but they share a birthday, but Casey says moving forward, the birthday will always be about the baby and not Cole, and that's just kind of how it goes. But they also
It
announced at the
will.
birthday
It
party to
will.
the whole family that they did go ahead and get married in Vegas officially.
So, how would you feel if your child got married and you weren't there? And they did it with like their siblings.
I mean, I think I would be annoyed, but ultimately, it's like they already have a baby. They're gonna have an
Hmm.
actual wedding that wasn't their official wedding. I don't think I really
Yeah.
care about that if they're gonna have an actual formal wedding and I'm gonna be a part of that.
Hmm.
Like, I don't understand why you
For
couldn't
me,
have waited because they already have a baby.
I think I think they wanted to have another baby, and she probably was like, I'm not doing this twice without being married because they've been together for so long. It wouldn't have bothered me if I was a parent unless her family was there. But since it was just their siblings and friends, I'd be like, oh, that would have been fun to be there, but at least her parents weren't there. Like if her parents were there and I wasn't, I'd be like, do you hate me?
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't. I think she had a good reaction and she was just happy because I think at the end of the day, she was just like, "Can you please just quit living in sin?"
Yeah, she does tell Cole that she's pregnant and he does look stressed. Um
He's like, "Whew."
Steven is taking Allie to the airport.
Wait,
And
wasn't that awkward? That
because
whole
she
car
is low
ride?
key like excited, like
She's
she's
like, she
like
couldn't
giddy.
get out quicker.
Yeah, she's almost giddy, and he looks like he's driving to his funeral. Like
But
he,
Tree, this is kind of weird of me, but I could not get over how many bags she had. I was like, where's she gonna put all these bags? She could only take two on.
oh,
It was
I
like
listen. After watching
she had so much
Housewives all
shit.
these years, I'm not shocked. I'm a minimal packer myself, but I even when I travel with my friends sometimes, I'm like, where do you bitches think we're going? You
She
know?
had so much. She had a backpack. She had an Aritzia bag. She had a big ass purse. She had a suitcase. I was like, where are you taking all of this? But Mama said, I don't care. Throw it in there. I'll deal with it later. I got to get the fuck out of Missouri.
Yeah, yeah. The last quarter of the episode, let's see, what do we got here? The boys are
Oh,
all
but also
together.
Kala's using him. I mean, not Kala, Allie, obviously, because she has a country line with her sisters.
And she's also got a social media presence. I mean, everything
Yeah.
is an opportunity for her. But I mean, he sits down to talk with his mom about the situation with her. And it's just like, Christy, this is where you tell him to pump the brakes and it's okay. And there's other fish in the sea. And he doesn't have to put all his eggs in all those euphemisms that we say to
Wait,
people.
Shreya, you recording this?
Yeah. Hold on. Wait, let me make
Oh,
sure. Yeah.
I don't. Oh, okay. I don't know
Why?
because I know you stopped it, but I don't remember you pressing
Yeah, I
record yet.
said, but you were looking at your phone. I was like, okay,
Okay.
gonna press record, and it said recording.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Sorry.
yeah.
I just got
Ooh, don't
nervous.
scare me like that. Um, but yeah, Chrissy, this is where you tell your son, like, okay, kid, like it's okay. Like, there's other fish in the sea. If she is meant to be with you, she will move here and she will do what it is that you want to do because she loves you. That's when you tell him this. Instead, Christy just plays into his delusions.
It makes me wonder what is his reputation around town? Because how has he not been able to get one of these girls who already lived there? that want to live the farm life.
Oh, I think he thinks he's above those girls around there.
I can see that. I can see
You know what
that.
I
Yeah.
mean? I saw
Yeah,
in
no,
real
for
time
sure.
today that he made a statement that, like, how dare West basically have an opposite opinion about trans women in the WNBA when he co-hosts with Sophie Cunningham, and she's like has a very staunch stance that trans women shouldn't be in the NBA. West came out and said like he disagrees with that and totally, and that like they're women, they should be able to compete. So this idiot, nobody asked him for his opinion, but Stephen Jr. decided to say in a publication that basically like West is a moron for going against Sophie in that way. And it's like if you want to date Sophie, just get in her DMs like everybody else.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, and
You're
it's
allowed
just
to
like
have differing of parent opinions.
yeah, and also like I already knew that you gave MAGA, but you just keep wanting
Yeah.
to give droplets, here and there. So at the end of the episode, the boys, they're all together, looks like at Jesse's house. And Steven
Oh,
gets up,
his farmhouse. Yeah.
yeah, his farmhouse. And Steven gets all the guys together to basically let them know that wait, does one of the brothers get engaged? Somebody's at a jewelry store.
No. Oh, this pissed me off. It's the friend. That's who I think the girl was. I think it's
Okay.
the friend's girlfriend, and
Okay.
he's going to propose because they've been together, I think, like high school or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And what pissed me off about this scene was from what I've gathered from men that when they go ring shopping, they're like so excited. It's like a special time for them, blah, blah, blah. And Steven completely took over that appointment and started
Oh,
talking
I do
about
not
rings
remember
for
this
Ellie.
part of the episode at all.
Yeah, because I remember the guy was saying, and I loved it because he knew exactly what she wanted. And I hate when men don't get what they want. He's like, okay, I need a marquee. And I said, ooh, okay, she's a little like different.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I would need this, I need that. He's like running it down. So they're like, okay, let me go get Jose. They get Jose, they like get the rings out. They're showing him all these different marquees. They're going over prices, blah, blah, blah. And then Steven somehow brings up because, in natural conversation, Steven has a woman he wants to get married so desperately. He's
Yeah.
like, yeah, so these are talking to the jewelry guy and was like, oh, well, Allie needs an emerald cut, no cushion, da 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 da. Do you have anything I can look at? And she said, no lab diamonds. So then they start bringing out the emerald cut, two stones
Oh,
on
that's
each side.
annoying.
It was so tacky. That's like me going dress shopping with you, and I'm like, well, I've always wanted a strapless. Do you have any strapless you could just like show me while I'm here?
In white.
Yeah. This is not about you. I was so pissed because you could tell this man was genuinely so geeked up to get this ring for his woman and get her exactly what she wanted down to the T. And then here comes Steven, an imaginary girlfriend. Not
Like that is
imaginary, but basically.
insane. Well, the
I
episode
can't stand him.
the episode ends with Casey doing some labeling on her tallow that she's getting ready to sell or getting ready for, commerce or what have you. And, of course, she brings up to Cole that she's still having ongoing issues with Steven as it relates to this, and that's been pretty hard for her. Um, but Cole explains to her that Steven told him that they got a letter from the bank and they're pulling the loan on their house because the fine writing in the contract states that if anybody becomes a convict of some sort, and I'm paraphrasing
Yeah, I
here,
think it's like if you get a felony, because you
a
can't do anything with a
felony,
felony.
they can vacate the loan and you have to pay it in full at that point. Like whatever.
In like 30 days, which I'm
Yeah.
like, that's so mean. The US government is so mean because nobody can pay. If I could pay that in 30 days, I wouldn't be getting a loan. I would have
Yeah,
paid
but this
cash.
is why you shouldn't be hiding businesses and things in
Oh,
LLCs,
1,000, that's a bigger issue.
you
But
know?
but they are in this house to this day. So maybe their
So,
mom gave them
and maybe
money.
he was a little is listen, Cole, like you to your point earlier, he's emerging as one of the smarter guys in this show,
Yeah, he
even
just likes to party, but he's a
yeah.
Sagittarius.
But
We
he's
like to
had
party.
kids now, and for some
Yeah,
people, like not every guy that has a kid is a deadbeat. For some men, they have a baby, and it's like, well, I need to get my shit together. And it
exactly.
seems
It makes
like
you work harder.
And it seems like that's where he's at. He's trying to make smarter business decisions so that he can protect what little he's built with his now wife.
I do want to commend Cole for telling her right away because that's, as a man, that's hard to tell your wife because
And a lot
it's
of
their
men
home.
just feel like I don't need to say anything because I'm going to fix this and I don't
I'll
want
just
her to
figure it
worry.
out.
She's
Yes,
pregnant.
which is a nice sentiment in theory, but whoever marries me, and like we talked about that dating show, I
Mhm.
need you to tell me what you can afford or where you can't pick up the slack and let me know so I can help out.
Yeah.
A
Or
marriage
I
is
can
about two
decide
people.
that we're not compatible because of that.
Yeah. But I think in like a marriage, like it's not on one person to protect the other. Like we're a partnership. And I was very proud of him because we don't see this a lot on Bravo. Him telling her, hey, we are kind of fucked with our
Yeah.
loan.
Yeah. But next
And it's
week
gonna
is,
save his marriage eventually.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, I didn't think in a million years they'd be the healthiest two on that
Me
show, but
neither.
here we
I
are.
am so impressed and happy with them. I'm just
Yeah.
like, thank you, Jesus. And he's much younger than her, like 2 years. He's
Yeah.
only 25, and I think she's like a couple years older than him. So,
Well, next week is the season finale, and I hear I see in the preview they're talking about maybe having to sell their car washes and things like that, still having to consolidate some things to pay off some of these loans and whatnot. So that's pretty much that, and that concludes our Bravo roundup.
mm-mm.
We made it.
You probably don't care, Shereen,
Mhm.
but I am very, very happy to see Lindsey and Carl back.
Oh no, I do care about that because it messed up the
Oh, yeah, you
dynamic.
said we're gonna have fun this summer.
Yeah, it messed up the dynamic, just like Sierra and West being mad at each other messed up the
Hmm.
dynamic of the show. Also, I'm low key shipping them because really all Lindsay wanted was her baby, which she kind of got, and she's got
Hmm.
a really sound situation with baby daddy, it seems like. I mean, outside of a normal baby daddy, I'm sure they have communication issues like everybody else.
Yeah, they
But in
seem
other words,
fine.
like she doesn't need a dad for her kid. Like they've got
Yeah,
that covered. And Carl is healed. Like he's a much
he
different
is.
version
He
of
even
himself.
looks better. He's not as thin as he had gotten. I feel like he's very clear. And when I saw those pictures last night, inside I shed a little tear because I was
Yeah,
like,
she was just
finally.
really hurt by him, and he
Hmm.
was brutally honest in a way that protected the both of them. It really
Yeah.
did.
As
And
he should.
so,
And I hate people saying, Lindsay, there's no way you were blindsided. Did we see that they shouldn't have been married? Sure. But I do think she was blindsided. I thought she just thought he was just going to go through it and they would figure it out.
absolutely, because that's what she watched Kyle and Amanda do,
Yes, exactly.
you know?
And we see how that, because they would have been divorced by now. If they would have
Yeah,
gotten
especially
married.
because Lindsay looks at a lot of things like business opportunities too, because she's
Hmm.
basically a professional influencer at this point.
Yeah.
So she probably thought about all the brand deals, all the things they were going to get after when they tried to get pregnant, and, all
And
of
she's
those
like,
things.
he'll be happy then.
Yeah.
But truly, especially with addicts or anyone that's just like depressed, you have to learn to be happy within yourself. And I feel like Carl's there. And I went to soft bar when I was in New York, and it was like a Saturday afternoon. It was actually pretty packed.
Mm. Yeah,
So
I mean,
that's
and he'll
good.
probably always have that traffic because not drinking or people consuming non-alcoholic beverages is, I mean, it's always kind of
Very
been
in.
a really popular thing in LA, but in other places like people are really starting to go sober as they get healthier lifestyles and
Hmm.
people realize the long-term damage alcohol can do and vice versa. I mean, and whatever I should say.
As I'm
So
drinking.
and like to each their own, right? But I've
Yeah,
always loved the idea of being able to go somewhere and yap. And I'm not a huge drinker. And yap and have a drink that's really good, and I can just leave. Like when you're going on a first
it
date with
was cute.
somebody, how nice would it be to go a place where like you know, they're probably not going to roofie you there. Like you can
Yeah.
have a drink, you won't be
And they had
inebriated, and you can really get to
some
know
really cute,
somebody.
yeah, some really cute cocktails. Me and my sister, we got the non-alcoholic champagne. It was
Mhm.
really good. Like, it tasted like champagne to me. The vibes were right. It was so cute. They had good music on. They had music videos playing. My millennial heart loved that. So I was like, you know what, Soft Bar, I'm into this.
Yeah,
It was
I'm
really,
happy.
really
I'm
cute. It looked
happy for
way
him.
better in person than on TV. It looked more
I'm
luxe
happy
in
for
person.
him. It seems like Soft Bar gives him a bit of purpose, and that's ultimately what
Hmm.
everybody needs in life to keep them going is like purpose. So I'm
Yeah.
glad that I always want to see people get their shit together and thrive. That's always what I love
I
to see.
I love seeing them together. I need him on in the city.
It would
I was
be
mad he wasn't
nice.
on it.
It would be nice. Well, from what I understand, like I've heard him talk about it a few times on podcasts and stuff. I guess like production just didn't reach out to him.
Mm.
So I
Well, he
think
didn't
they
need to be
were,
on that first season. It was a mess.
yeah, I think he might be more open to it now, but also too, he kind of alluded to the fact that like he's not really friends with those people.
Yeah, and he wasn't in a good spot with Lindsey, so it wouldn't have
Yeah,
been a fit. But now
yeah,
he's obviously brothers with Kyle, basically. Him and
yeah.
Lindsey seem to be good friends now. So I feel like he'd be a good mix. And I like having a sober person on these shows, like with Lala too, because they remember everything because
Mm-hmm.
they're not drinking. So it does because like obviously we know the truth because we're watching, but it is nice for someone to be like, excuse me, I was there and you
That's
were
what's
acting like
nice.
a
What
damn
was
fool.
nice always about Candy on Atlanta too, because she also
Yes.
didn't drink, and so she always was like, "That is not what happened," you know.
And we have Kyle now on
Yeah,
Beverly Hills.
yeah,
You need at least one sober person because it keeps everything together.
yeah, yeah. I don't mind it at all. So. But that concludes the weekly Bravo roundup. As we reminded you in the beginning of the episode, we're going to remind you at the end of the episode. Come holla at your girls. Follow us everywhere. Follow us wherever you get your content, even if it's just on the socials, No But Listen Podcast, Instagram, because the clips are there, the interactions there. We want to hear from you guys. We want to see what you guys thought about these episodes as well. So we will see you back next week. As always, bye.
Bye.